Hi there, today I'm going to teach you how to make a really basic pasta sauce from fresh ingredients. Hopefully some of them you already have in your garden. Now the reason I'm doing this is because in the sort of diet that we have in Australia and New Zealand, we use a lot of pasta sauces. But the problem is that they have quite a lot of high salt, and they also have sugar added to them as well. There's also other ingredients in there that sometimes we don't even know the names of. And we really don't need to be using these pasta sauces because they're expensive and we can make them at home really quickly and really cheaply. So there's only a few ingredients in a basic pasta sauce. I've started here in a baking tray. I've chopped up a whole heap of tomatoes that you can see. Now you can get tomatoes at the end of summer. You can get big boxes of them from your local veggie store, and they're normally only about $20 for a massive box. You would get probably, I don't know, maybe 10-20 jars of pasta sauce out of that. So these are from our garden, and I've just chopped them all up. I've also added in there a couple of fresh chilies which my father gave to me. So once you've done that, load up your baking tray. The next thing I have done is just gone out to the garden and I've just grabbed a bunch of fresh herbs which I had growing in the garden. And you can use, dried mixed herbs if you want. Fresh is always best. I've got here some basil, some fresh thyme, some rosemary, and some sage. Sorry, I'm making a mess here. And then some fresh oregano as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the stalks out of those and then just sprinkle those fresh herbs over top of the tomatoes. So you can you can grab these as well fresh from your local veggie store, but they do end up being quite expensive. The best thing you can do is grow them yourself, and it's so easy. They're probably the best thing to get started with if you are starting to get into growing your own veggies. They're pretty hardy, you can't really kill them, and they'll save you a heap of money because each of these bunches costs around about $3 to buy, sometimes even more than that to buy. And when you're using them in your cooking every single day, that can add up to $20 a week that you're spending on fresh herbs, and you just really don't need to be wasting that money. So I've nearly got these all scattered over the top, and this doesn't have to be pretty at all. Honestly, you just throw it all in. It's the easiest thing to make. It'll take you around about 20 minutes, I think, to make this, to prepare it all. Alright, so you can see all my beautiful fresh herbs over the top now. And then I've just got some garlic cloves, which I'm just going to chop quickly. And you're just going to throw them over the top as well. And don't, do this pretty roughly. You don't need to do it, you don't need to chop the garlic into small little pieces because at the end we're going to puree it all up. So you really don't need to worry about, making it look all nice. So I've just scattered that over the top now, and you can see the garlic, it's not pretty at all. And then I'm just going to give a good lug of olive oil over the top of that. Once you've done that, you're just going to throw it in the oven until they're all roasted up nicely. It'll probably take around about 45 minutes. And once I've done that, I'll come back to you and I'll show you how to puree it all up. So we've cooked the tomatoes now for around about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm just going to grab those out for you and show you what they look like. So you can see that they've really roasted up there nicely. There's quite a bit of liquid in there as well, which is good because we want that for the pasta sauce. So now it's just as simple as putting it into your blender. if you don't have a blender, then you can put it into a bowl and use a stick blender. So I'm going to whiz it up and show you just how easy it is. So I'm simply just going to spoon it in. I'm using a Thermomix, but as I said, you don't need to have any flash gadgets. Just, you know, any blender, food processor, whatever will do fine. So I'll put the top on and whiz it up, which will be a little bit noisy for a minute. Seconds it took to blend up. And I'm just going to pour it into my jar. And there you have a really easy, quick pasta sauce. I use jars, and I'll wait till this cools and then I'll store it in the freezer. But you can, if you want to use plastic bags, you can. I just would encourage you to wait until the sauce cools before putting them in so that you're not leaching any chemicals out of the bags. So, one easy pasta sauce. I hope you give it a go.